Got ourselves here team 1 with Valinor. We got Gareth in the back of Survival. Saris as a Demonology Warlock. Crystal as an Unholy DK with a big old reap inside. And Wargren on a Survival Worgen Hunter. Versus team 2. We got ourselves Hell Outlaw. Going as a Beast Mastery Undead Hunter. Actually looks insanely cool as a Mog. We got ourselves Gabe as a Blue Monk Panda. Hot Kiss as a Marksman Hunter with the weapons. We got ourselves Goblin Boy playing, well, a Goblin Boy and Oops as a Rogue. Are we playing sub? We are playing sub. It looks like Oops is going to be first up versus a Valinor, which is 1, and Oops is what, 5? There we go. Yeah, I really wish, hopefully Blizzard will figure out like who's first, who's next, and when it comes to like switching people. Because I pressed 1 to switch to Valinor, but on the left side of the screen, it looks like he's number 4. We'll see. That I didn't like that about Paladins, the fact that you could drop it down to Consecration. It might not get Rogues out of stealth every time, but the fact that Retribution can just put it down, like... So what if they had, you know, Consecration as an ability? So what? I think it's good that they have something like that to use. Looks like Nabunda is probably going to wait out, maybe with that Cold Blood. Maybe try to find a better position versus Valinor. The Consecration does come down, basically like a Paladin Flare. But can you keep it up like a Paladin can keep up a Flare? I don't know if you can or can't. Looks like Valinor is going to be kind of hanging by a corner, not really giving the Rogue line of sight with a pillar. The Rogue doesn't really want to go in with Consecration on him, just kind of waiting for the Paladin instead, actually. Looks like he's going to go in with the Kindred Shot. Shadow Blades are available. It's going to be a trinket for Valinor with a Shield of Vengeance. But it's going to be Cloak of Shadows for the Rogue. Trying to live through the shield. Just trying to see if he can all in Valinor right now. Valinor could be popping cooldowns if he wants to. Big wings are available. Lots of damage. Oops does go for an evasion. Try to see if he can dodge the wings damage for as long as he can. Trinkets out of that Hammer of Justice. And Valinor still has a level of freedom to just keep raining damage onto Oops. No Cloak of Shadows, no evasion left. The Rogue only has a Vanish. Does he have enough damage before the Vanish comes out? Kindred Shot comes out by the Rogue, trying to get the most damage out into Valinor, but looking to maybe retreat, kind of hand himself over to the pillar. Blind Valinor bops and immediately Oops goes in for a Vanish. So every cooldown, every major one has been used by Oops as well as Valinor, and Valinor is still holding on to a bubble for now. So Valinor might need to go pick up eyes and look for the Rogue ASAP, because Rogue is on lower end of health right now. He is on a lower end of health. You can maybe head over to the other eye and see if you can catch the Rogue. Potentially. I think it'd totally be worth, because by the time you find him, yeah, he's probably going to have himself a second heal. You could just wait out for the Rogue. Oops does not have the big damage anymore. He does have a Shadow Dance, so I don't really know if he plays a 2-charge Shadow Dance or just 1. Probably just 1, right? If I had to guess. Looks like he's just going to wait for cooldowns. I think Valinor will have to go for the Eyes, man. Because otherwise Rogue is just going to go for CDs. Like, at this point, it's better for you to see him. Does get him into combat. No saps coming out. Does have Kindred Shot ready. Valinor does not have the human racial in order to get out of this Kindred Shot. Big blood of the enemy coming out for Oops. Trying to get to all in Valinor. Could be maybe a bubble. Doesn't use it. That's going to be Safeguard. Big damage back from Valinor. 3 globals it took to take the Rogue down. And down goes Oops. It looks like Oops made an oopsie. Coming out maybe a little too early. Or maybe trinketing way too early. Maybe using cooldowns way too early. Next is going to be Gabe. The mobility of a monk right now, even though the damage feels like it's really good for burst, like the sustain feels kind of questionable. But the mobility, he's going to need the mobility with Valinor, just 2 globals. And I said Gabe is already at about half health. He literally is going to need that mobility every single time. So for Valinor, is he just going to wait the slow game? He could chase after them. Or you just could wait for him to come to him. Might want to take him all the way away from the port. That might be the play. Gabe trying to get some damage into Valinor. Hodge coming out. Trick inside of it. Gabe going for some damage. Maybe a leg sweep, but Valinor does get quite a bit of damage. Twisted Furies are flying. Valinor still holding on to a bubble if necessary. Does get himself a Shield of Vengeance available if needed. That's going to be maybe Executive Sentence. No Executive Sentence onto Gabe. That's going to be a final verdict, though. Big damage. Valinor is pretty low in health. Might need to bubble. Try to see if he can heal this up. Wings are up and running. Does get himself yet another heal. Gabe actually got quite a lot of pressure. Valinor, oh, touch of death. Oh, my goodness. Hanging around with that bubble, feeling I'm going to wait until I'm below 10%, and Gabe just goes in with a big old yeah. The big touch of death for Gabe. Making a comeback for monks. I really do like that, though. I forgot they have that ability. I guess I've never really seen a monk in pre-patch so far, get someone low enough where they actually can use Touch of Death. So that is going to be something for you guys to remember. So Gabe definitely had himself a hell of a run against the Pala, but how is he going to do against the Hunter? It's going to be a beast. Oh, Survival Hunter. I was thinking for some reason Marksman, maybe. I was like a Marks, and I was like, wait, he's sending the pet in. Beast. Wait, Gabe is actually just dead. He actually has no health. Oh, dude, that would be making the same face if my health wasn't that much. I would make the exact same face if my health got that low that quick. What was that burst? Wargren, what'd you do to him? What'd you do to my boy? He massacred my boy by getting thrown at Hell Outlaw. Maybe it was by getting thrown by Hell Outlaw. And Hell playing the Beastmaster tried to make the BM play happen. Freezing trap onto Wargren's pad, harpooning over it, tried to see if he might be able to one-shot Hell Outlaw, biking him. Oh, barely any health available. Does get Turtle, but is there any dots? Dots are present. So Wargren taking out 2 back-to-back like that, boys. There it is. There it is. And Hotkiss, the Marksman Hunter, is going to be up next. You better get a Mark for Death onto Wargren. He does have Mark for Death. Sniper shot. Wait, he goes behind the pillar. He knows that if he got hit with a Mark for Death, he couldn't be on the opposite side. There's going to be a flare. He still sees Wargren, though. Does he? Hotkiss, you should be able to see him. You got Hunter's Mark on the guy. I feel like you should have still been able to see with a Hunter's Mark. Interesting. Hunters mark on each other. Both the hunters see one another. And that's going to be Hotkiss with a pet actually playing together as a pet play. Pet play. With Wargren also with a pet. So that's going to be Hotkiss actually losing 10% damage by using a pet. But might actually be able to give himself a little bit of a survivability. Hotkiss taking a bit of damage. Stun coming out right now. But Wargren does go for a dress. Hotkiss chooses to trick it in late. Has maybe a bit of damage. Used to go for a big setup into Wargren. Otherwise it's also super low. That's going to be kill shot by Wargren. This guy is just decimating everybody who has survival. He's giving him all not a duel, just walking up very slowly. But he's just obliterating people. How many people was that? That was the monk, just took him out. The hunter, very easy. Second hunter, very easy. And Goblin Boyo. The Goblino, man. The Goblino Pacino is the last one left. Big charge, but the Goblin does go for a reflect in case the freezing trap is coming down. Wargren does have his pet Fear to Africa, does still land the freezing trap. Is there no trinket available for Goblin Boy? Looks like there isn't. He doesn't look happy about it though. There's gonna be a steel trap to fall after the freezing trap with a charge trap right after. There's gonna be some dots on the Goblin Boy. He does have himself. Is that Avatar or is that a PvP trinket? That's probably was a not PvP trinket. Mode tank trinket, wasn't it? Bike into Goblin Boy as the stun comes out, trying to get those eagles to fly, doing a bunch of damage. Goblin Boy should be able to recover quite a bit with those bloodthirsts, however. Enrage regeneration is available, and Wargren just has to basically wait out. Enrage regen still doing lots of damage to Goblin Boy. Freezing trap reflected, but Goblin is still super low. Enrage regen was not enough apparently, and looks like Wargren just taking everybody out. What? What'd you do to these guys? What happened, boys? Seriously, what happened, man? Bro. What'd you do to them? I don't understand. How bad was that, MM? Well, first of all, I don't know who got, like, whose skills or whatever are in here. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know who's got, like, what skills or whatnot. Reinforced Sanguination would heal me. Oh, okay, that explains it. Yeah, I forgot. I actually might add that as a clip into that video. Like, what is that hot? And then be like, it's actually DK, Blood DK Ruin, which is interesting. I wonder if Death Knights will go in PvP and swap weapons back and forth. Like, low health, let's go for Blood DK, get that heal over time. Then go back for the Damage Ruin. I wonder. Anyway, boys, let's get another going, yeah?